everybody, this is Brian.
And I'm Logan, and this is Tops.
What's up?
And this is Bottoms.
What's up? It's still Christmas.
Oh, and this is Triples. Sup, avocados.
Wow.
Hi. And we're Crush Cards. Hi, team. Happy Monday, my marvelous Mizukis. How are you feeling? Are you feeling full? Are you feeling fabulous? I sure am. So we're in that weird space where it's that 1 week of time where we're past the holidays, but we're not quite at New Year's, and it's just this big void of time. So what better way to fill the void than with some fun deck profiles that we're very well known for? And today, well, boy, oh boy, we've got Zombies. It's back, baby.
Zombies is unfortunately one of those decks that just cannot catch a break. First, we got the Malicious hit, then we got the Danger hit, and then on this list, we got the Link Cross hit. All of these realistically make the deck really, really difficult, so we did have to use some supplemental engines. Zombies are a really concise engine that look for other extenders to try to make the deck a little bit more explosive. So with that in mind, this build is still in the testing phases.
So while this deck isn't ending on as many interruptions as it was before or as big of boards, it's still doing pretty well and still able to set up, I don't know, 6+ interruptions on your opponent's turn, which is pretty great. It's definitely not meta, still definitely a rogue contender, but we know this deck has been through it all and it's still pretty darn good. It's the deck that won't die. You can hit it all you want, Konami, but come back. They're zombies.
So make sure you guys stick around to the end of the video as we always do test hands and combo tutorials. And if you guys are interested in more test hands and combo tutorials, all of that will be on Patreon later on this week.
Also in this video, I will be announcing the Metal Crush Card Field Center giveaway that we did in our last holiday opening video. Stay tuned, we'll be giving away more of these sick, one-of-a-kind Crush Card Metal Field Centers. Woohoo!
So before we get into this deck profile, if you guys are not already a subscriber, feel free to go down, hit that subscribe button, throw this video a like,
and comment your New Year's resolution. I know it's not New Year's yet, but I'm gonna have you guys do it. Why not? Just let me know. We also have an Instagram. It's at CrushCardsYGL. Feel free to go on there. We're on there all the time doing fun stuff, saying cool things. Come say hi. We also have a super wholesome Discord community. Absolutely bopping. Love it. It's a great time. Go visit. It's Disney World. And then last but not least, if you want to further support the channel, we have a Patreon. Bloopers are going up, I don't know, like tomorrow or Wednesday. All the side decks, sick merch. We have amazing rewards. Please go check it out. You even get remote duel sessions with us. But if not, that's totally okay. I'm just happy you're here to see the Zombo combo with us. Insert Thriller song here. Except we can't, 'cause copyright.
wow, you had one job.
Sorry, Livier.
Jesus. This is probably the 15th time we've profiled this deck out on the channel, so we're going to breeze through these. So real quick, obviously, main starter card is triple copies of Unizombie. This is the best starter card in the deck. Not only is it a dark monster, it's a tuner, it's Euro print. It allows you to discard a card from your hand and Foolish Burial any zombie monster directly from your deck to your graveyard. This card is one of the best play starters and one of the best play extenders. And then moving on, we have triple copies of Necro World Banshee. This is our quick effect access to Zombie World. Quick effect, you can banish it from either the field or the graveyard and activate Zombie World directly from your deck. It doesn't add to your hand, it doesn't search anything, it just activates it directly to the field, so this card cannot be ashed. It also has a passive effect where while the card is face up on the field, Zombie World cannot be targeted by card effects. And then the best extender in the deck, obviously we're playing triple copies still of Secret Rare Mizuki. This card is just absolutely nuts in the deck, even more so now that Link Cross is gone, because it is a not hard once per turn to banish this card and then target a zombie monster in your graveyard and special summon it. And shout out to all the OGs in the comment section who can name all 3 languages of this card.
Or the ones who just go to the previous video and look at the comment section.
That's cheating. Then we're playing the 1 copy of Glow Up Bloom still. I don't think my ratios in these zombie decks have changed literally at all. So 1 copy of Glow Up Bloom, all this card does is it banishes once it hits the graveyard to special summon a level 5 or higher zombie monster directly from your deck, provided Zombie World is face up on the field. Or if not, it does just add that card to your hand, which is a really powerful effect. But just so you know, once you do resolve that effect, you are locked into special summoning zombie monsters for the rest of the turn. But the card that this is typically going to get you is one of our 2 copies of Doom King Balladrog. This is the best boss monster ever printed out of a structure deck because it is a walking 2 interruptions that recur itself every single turn. This card can negate a zombie monster effect whenever it activates on either player's field, or it can chain to banish any zombie monster in your field or grave or your opponent's field and graveyard, which is absolutely nuts. And provided that there is a face-up field spell on the field, every single standby phase that this card is in your graveyard, it special summons itself in defense position. This card is extremely hard for your opponent to out, and even if they do, it just continually comes back, providing 2 interruptions every single turn.
I'm just thinking about all the Dino players who are going, oh, UCT go, brr, and I'm like, no.
No. Chain Doom King to banish. Oh my god, you flipped him, guess what? He's sent to the graveyard? Cool. He's coming back next standby phase. Chain to banish? Sorry, dinos. And then moving off to our extender packages, we are playing 3 copies of Tenyi Spirit at Haro. This is just a level 1 tuner that special summons itself for free while you control no monsters.
So basically you open it and you summon it.
Yeah, you can literally play any other free tuner extender or just any other extender that you want, but having a tuner that's not Unizombie is really crucial in this deck still. Speaking of level 1 extenders, we're playing triple copies of Jester Confit still. I absolutely love this card. It's so insane. Not a hard once per turn. You can special summon it from your hand and face up attack position. That's literally it. It's a dark monster that special summons itself itself for free. You can only have one face-up on the field at a time, but once it leaves the field, you can special summon an additional copy if you open multiples. We're playing the brand new rarity upgrade, triple copies of Caliga Clawcrow, or Caligo Clawcrow, or however you want to pronounce this card's name. This is our level 2 extender that special summons itself from your hand once you have a dark monster on the board. So once again, free dark extender, just free extender in general, and we still are playing the Needle Fiber Synchro package, so having different levels allows us to go into different forms of interruption out of our extra deck. And then for our level 3 extenders, we are playing one copy of Tsuchinoko and one copy of Danger Jackalope.
Oh man, remember when Dangers were at 3 and you could actually have fun with them and like draw and do stuff?
Yeah, it kind of sucks now.
Now it's just a little bunny and a little snake and I'm just sad.
I mean, you can play Nessie if you want, but this deck is at 41 cards, so putting it up to 42, totally can see it, but just trying to get the most consistent out of this build that we can. Obviously, these are level 3 extenders. They special summon themselves and they just draw cards. They're really, really good, and obviously your Jackalope can get your Tsuchinoko, or Tsuchinoko is just a free body in and of itself. So moving off into some additional new experimental extenders, if you want, you can just stop there and include a ton of hand traps, but this format is realistically just VFD Turbo, and this deck can't play through VFD Turbo, so I definitely think this is still more of a rogue option than it is like a tier 1 deck. And as we said before, this is still in the testing phases, so these are just different things that we wanted to try out, different extender packages, just to see where the deck can go, and we will revise it from here on out. So moving off into an engine that I honestly have been wanting to try out forever is double copies of Rocket Tracer, the one copy of Rocket Recharger, and then double copies of Performage Trick Clown.
I'm sorry, why am I in a Dragon Link video? I'm lost and I'm scared.
So Rocket Tracer realistically is a free special summonable tuner from your deck. The Rocket Recharger is unfortunately kind of a brick, and then the Performance Trick Clown is just an extender. Rocket Tracer, for anyone who does not know, is a level 4 tuner that has the quick effect to target a face-up card on your side of the field, pop it, and then special summon an additional Rocket monster from your deck. So realistically, this is just a 1-card Synchro level 8. And then Performance Trick Clown, once again, is just an extender because if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can pay 1,000 life points and just special summon it from your grave. It's a light, it's a level 4, and it's just a free extender.
This zombie deck's looking a little weird. We got dragons, we got clowns. I mean, how much weirder can it get?
We actually have one more addition to this deck, and it is our Performer Pal Hip Hippo.
Wow, hippos. There's hippos in the zombie deck now. All right, that's fine. That's where we're at, folks.
I actually just want to give a huge shout out to Damon Myers Ponder. He's been a longtime subscriber and follower on the Instagram, and he's also a patron. He actually put me onto this extender package in a different deck, but I tried it out in this deck, and it's just absolutely incredible. We'll explain this once we get to the spells. I know this seems really, really weird, but it's a level 3 monster, and that's really all that matters, and it's hollow, so.
I don't even have anything to say to this. There's a hippo in the zombie deck. This is what happens when Konami nukes the deck 18,000 times.
But it's kind of like, they're kind of like circus packages.
Oh yeah, welcome to the circus zombies. Unizombie had to sell himself out and now he's dancing for money. My poor son.
Moving on, off to our spells, we're playing triple copies of Zombie World. This is obviously just like the heart and soul of the deck. It makes all monsters on your side of the field and your opponent's side of the field, and in both players' graveyard, zombie type.
Also, neither player can tribute summon monsters except zombie monsters, so haha.
This card is like realistically a floodgate in and of itself. It's kind of an interruption, and it's just like one of the best field spells ever created, so obviously we max out on this. And then just part of our combo extender, we are playing one of the only bricks in the deck, which is the one copy of Boot Sector Launch. For any of y'all who don't know, Boot Sector Launch has the effect where it can special summon 2 rocket monsters with different names from your hand in defense position, or if your opponent controls more cards than you do, you can special summon rocket monsters from your graveyard and defense position up to the difference. We don't really use that one, but the first effect, special summoning from our hand, is super duper clutch. And then we're playing 3 copies of Emergency Quick Launch Teleport. This card is just absolutely bonkers. It's not a hard once per turn. Special summons any rocket monster from your deck. It can be a tuner, it can be a non-tuner. It's an extender, it's free. Once again, not a hard once per turn. Like, this card is just so gas in this deck.
Great, now that it's being played in the zombies, it's gonna get banned on the next list. That's good to know.
I think that's kind of the goal, if we can be honest. Like, this card is really, really broken, so I think this card needs to go to 1. But moving on.
Yeah, thanks for coming to the Dragon Link video.
We're playing 3 additional copies of Quick Launch, which is Super Hippo Carnival. I know this is extremely weird. Once again, Damon, love you, buddy. Thank you so much for putting us onto this. This card says, special summon 1 Performer Pal Hip Hippo from your hand, deck, or graveyard. It has a bunch of other text. It literally doesn't matter. You can open the hippo and special summon it. You can also special it from your deck. You can use the hippo and special summon it from your graveyard. You know what this card doesn't say? This card is a hard once per turn. Nope, that's just kidding. It doesn't say that at all. So you can use this as many times as you want. You can open 3 of these and your hippo is live all the time. It's a free extender. It's a level 3 body. We play a bunch of level 1 tuners. This card is just absolutely nuts in the deck.
Oh god, the hippo. We're so excited to play the hippo in our zombie deck. Someone zombify the hippo for me, please. Put in the Discord. I can't. The card, yeah, sure.
Wow, great talk. And then moving on, the last extenders in the deck, we're obviously playing the 1 copy of Foolish Barrow and the 1 copy of Monster Reborn. I mean, do we really need to explain these cards? This stuff puts anything in your graveyard. This gets anything out of the graveyards.
Yay! That's the deck. 41 tons of fun. Hippos, rockets, clowns, and zombies. You saw it here, folks.
And moving up to the extra deck, we have our 1 copy of Striker Dragon. I know, it's kind of strange to see a Striker Dragon in this deck, but on summon, this card searches your Boot Sector launch from your deck to your hand, and then it has the additional effect where you can destroy this card and then target any rocket monster in your graveyard and add it back to your hand. And then we're playing our Machine Extenders. Yo, I didn't even realize that until I just put the 2 on the screen. They have like mirroring arrows. That's pretty rad.
Oh, they're hugging. They're friends.
So Barricade Board Blocker is just 2 generic monsters, and it allows you to discard any card to the graveyard while adding any field spell during the end phase from your graveyard back to your hand.
Oh my god, and they're both 1,000 attack, and one's light and one's dark. They're star-crossed lovers, guys! Oh my god, my poetic heart, I can't.
Board Blocker is realistically just an extender to get any card out of your hand into the graveyard that you would need while providing you link climbing ability. And then Union Carrier is still in the deck because it's just absolutely nuts in this deck. If you need any piece out of your deck that you're missing, whether it's Doom King, whether it's Banshee, whether it's Mizuki, you can just equip it to any zombie, link that card away, and then just get it into your graveyard so that you have access to it. And then moving on to everyone's favorite Machine Link monster.
New Year's is coming, but guess what? I'm cooking soup!
Woo! This card is still absolutely broken in the deck. It just says special summon any level 3 or lower tuner monster directly from your deck to your side of the field. Card's nuts. Like, this gets you Bloom out of the deck so you can get Doom King.
Wow.
And we are utilizing the second ability, which is on your opponent's turn during the main or battle phase. Quick effect, you can banish this card to special summon a Synchro Tuner from your extra deck, which is treated as a Synchro summon. And then we are playing the 1 generic Vampire Sucker. This card is just 2 zombie monsters. It's part of your extension play if you really need it, and it does say draw a card.
It's your best girl, IP Masquerena. You play her because she's free and she's good. Woo! You make unicorn, you shuffle a card back. Wow! You can also make Avermax depending on the materials. Can't be destroyed, can't be targeted. That's all I got.
Yeah, and this card's really good. It's really just like your auto win against control matchups because this is really built to kind of combat mid-range combo decks, but against control matchups with back row, we don't really have a ton of answers, but if you're able to put an Avermax on field, when used with IP Masquerena, it can't be destroyed, it can't be targeted, this beats over every special summon monster, and if they do manage to out it, you still get to spin any card on the field back to the deck, so it's a really, really good auto win button for control decks.
And by destroyed, I mean destroyed by card effects. I know everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, he can be destroyed by battle, but like, good luck with that, because he's just gonna bump in and kill
Yeah,
everything.
I mean, if you can normal summon a 3,500 attack monster, good for you, bro.
Grandma shoot, best deck!
And then obviously our kill button, we're playing the Access Code Talker. This card is just absolutely broken. This card gains attack and can just pop multiple cards on the field. Can't be responded to. This card can get up to like 5,300 attack if you really want. It's just absolutely bonkers.
Thick as hell.
This is your going for game, which like realistically going second, that's what this deck does. It's literally just Access Code Turbo. So the amount of extenders we play, I know we don't play any hand traps, but as we said, we'd rather just play through our opponent's interruption and just continually push and push and push, as opposed to like try to stop our opponent. If they get us with the floodgate, like their deck is better. It's kind of supposed to be. This is a tier 3 deck that we're trying to make tier 2.
2.5.
Sure.
Draw a card.
Woo! Oh yeah, this is really cool. You can like hard make this if you really want with like a level 1 and a level 1 tuner, or you can just banish Needle Fiber to bam, special summon this, draw a card, and then quick sync on your opponent's turn. And then we are still playing the 1 copy of Herald. I know a lot of decks have probably dropped for this, but we can realistically make this card relatively easily still. This card's just one of the best Omni Negates and still one of the best Floodgates, and a lot of decks out there still kind of need that graveyard interaction. So ending on this is still just absolutely nutty. And then we are still playing the 1 copy of Borreload Savage Dragon. We honestly don't make this as often, but it is here as a backup plan. It's an additional negate. It can get really, really big, and it still is rather easy for us to make, especially with the rocket package. But the main card that we are trying to make off of that instead, Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Magical Dragon. Man, that's a mouthful. This card is really, really good. I've honestly wanted to test this card in the deck for a very long time, because what this card says is that if this card is synchro summoned, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, add 1 excavated light or dark monster to your hand, and then send the remaining cards to the graveyard. So this is realistically a mill 4 and then a +1. And then if that wasn't enough, if this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 1 light and 1 dark monster from your hand or graveyard, except this card, and then special summon this card from your graveyard. Just banish it once it leaves the field. You can use each effect once per turn. So this card is absolutely nutty. It can get you a ton of resources into your graveyard for extension or for follow-up. It also brings itself back, and this is one of the main reasons that we're playing the Trick Clown, because once you put the Trick Clown into the graveyard, it'll just special itself and you get a free link 2 off of this card alone. And then we are still playing the 1 copy of our Shiranui Sun Saga. I know we're not playing the Phantom Knight engine anymore. We still really want to try that, but we just haven't had enough time to test it out. The synchro version is still really, really viable and really strong, because if this card is special summoned, you can return any number of zombie synchro type monsters that are banished or in your graveyard graveyard to the extra deck and then destroy that number of cards on the field equal to the number of monsters returned. That's just absolutely nuts. Like, you're gonna have at least 1 to 2, which is pop 2. Doom King is gonna be at least 2 interruptions. Needle Fiber will tag out. Formula Synchron draws a card. Zombie World is an interruption. And then if you have like an IP or anything else, you have additional interruptions on top of that. This card's 3,500 attack. It's super easy to make with your Doom King and your Formula Synchron. And it's just like one of the best zombie boss monsters in the extra deck, like, of all time. This card is just nutty.
And then we're playing Levier.
Still love this card. It's 2 level 3 monsters that you just detach 1 material and then you special summon one of your banished level 4 or lower monsters. It's 90% of the time Mizuki, but it can be like a Banshee if you need additional resources. It can be a Bloom again if you've already gone through it. It's just super free in this deck.
Speaking of free, that's the extra deck. Let's talk about the giveaway winner for their sick engraved metal Crush Card Field Center. Basically one of a kind, except it's not. We have like 10. We did a giveaway for this in our holiday opening last week, but we're gonna announce the winner right now just for you of this beautiful baby. It's very heavy, it's very great.
And it's metal.
And it's free just for the winner. So the winner of this wonderful metal field center is Giovanni Guadarrama. I apologize if I butchered your name. I tried my best. Correct me if need be. Make sure you message us on Instagram, babe. We gotta send this right out to you. It's super cool, super happy you won. Stay tuned. We're gonna be doing more giveaways, and I don't know, maybe you'll see more of these. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. Let's go do some test hands. Da-da-da-da. Hi, welcome to the test hand portion of the video.
Woo, here we go. All right, we're just gonna shuffle up these cards real quick. For anyone who was wondering, because I know that these comments are gonna come up a billion times, we got this playmat off of Facebook, actually. We posted about it in our Instagram story. If you guys are interested, let us know. We'll post about it, again, I guess on Instagram really soon, so let us know. But this playmat is just absolutely beautiful. We love this thing so much. So figured might as well show it off for a zombie deck because, I mean, they're all zombies. But yeah, that being said, opponent, you wanna maybe cut this up? Here you go.
Here I am, opponent.
All right, we'll see. Oh boy, Reborn, Unizombie, that's
Sick.
really good. Tracer,
Amazing for my zombies.
Banshee, and Quick Launch. That's pretty rad though.
Wow, what a fun and consistent dragon zombie deck with hippos.
So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start off obviously by normal summoning the Unizombie. We'll activate the effect targeting itself. Send everybody's favorite card from our deck to the graveyard.
Best boy.
Alright, then we're gonna activate Unizombie again, once again, targeting itself, discarding our Necro World Banshee, and then we can activate the Reborn, just targeting anything, honestly, just get an extender on the board, and then we'll special summon Necro World Banshee from our graveyard. Now we'll link
Smells like soup.
into our Needle Fiber, which will then activate, getting us a glow up bloom directly from our deck to our side of the field. Now for anyone who is asking out there, why didn't you activate the Banshee? Well, we still have our rocket engine that we have to utilize, and that puts a field spell on the field. So before we actually activate our zombie world, we've got to get rid of the boot sector launch. So we're going to activate our quick launch, special summoning our 1 copy of Rocket Tracer directly from our deck. This is why we play 2, because if we do wind up opening the other Rocket Tracer, we still have a live one in our deck.
Wow, amazing. Galaxy Brain Brian.
Then we'll link into our Striker Dragon, and then Striker Dragon will then activate, adding Boot Sector Launch directly from our deck to our hand.
This is all so funny.
And then at the resolution, I just want to address something real quick because I know everyone's going to comment, oh, what about Nibiru? What about this? What about that? Yada, yada, yada. We have a Mizuki in our graveyard, we have a Banshee, and we have Bloom. So if anything happens, we still have a free body, which we can make us a link to. We have the Banshee, and we have Mizuki still, which will get us a Doom King plus an additional extender. So even though we're not setting up negates, we are setting up follow-up to play through additional hand traps. And then we'll obviously just activate our Boot Sector launch. We can activate the Striker Dragon, popping itself, targeting the Rocket Tracer, which will destroy Striker Dragon and then add the Rocket Tracer back to our hand. We can now activate the Boot Sector, which will special summon the Rocket Tracer, and then we can activate Rocket Tracer, popping Boot Sector, special summoning our Rocket Recharger directly from our deck to our side of the field. Now, it's good to note, now that we have resolved our Rocket Tracer play, we are locked into special summoning dark monsters from our extra deck, which is why we have to go for Needle Fiber before we go for the Rocket Tracer play. Now we'll just sync into our Chaos Ruler, the chaotic magical dragon guy. We'll activate the effect, milling 5. We'll see an Inahara, a Mizuki, that's really good, a Doom King,
Sick.
Even better, a Tsuchinoko,
Sick.
and a Kaliga Claw Crow.
Look at God.
So we'll take our Tsuchinoko just because it's like a free body no matter what, and then we just put a Mizuki and we put a Doom King in our graveyard, which
That's
is
bananas.
it's really, really
That
nuts.
card, like, this is such a sleeper card. I mean, obviously it's really good for rogue decks, and especially for this deck. This card's bananas. It literally just throws stuff in your grave and adds to hand. My God.
Yeah, this card's pretty nutty. We already have the Doom King in our graveyard, so we don't really have to worry about the Bloom triggering, so we can just link for 2 now into our IP Masquerena. And if you really want, you can just banish the Bloom to get that circulation going in your deck, and then obviously we can activate our Banshee, which is buried away over here, special summoning an additional copy of Doom King directly from your deck. So now you have both of them in play. And just for further extension, we'll actually banish Mizuki. Literally any zombie monster, it doesn't matter because we're just going to put them both in the graveyard for our copy of Vampire Sucker. We have 2 cards in hand, and that's really where we're going to end our turn. So on our opponent's turn, obviously the standby phase, Doom King will special summon, which will trigger Sucker to draw a card. Good. We get a starter, and we have 3 cards in our hand. So just to show the interaction, we can activate the Needle Fiber, banishing it, special summoning out our Formula Synchron, which will then activate to draw us an additional card, more extenders, and then obviously we have the 2 negates off of Doom King, so that's already 3 interruptions. Once we've used the Doom King, we can activate the Formula Synchron again, sinking into our Shiranui Sun Saga, and then this activates, sending back 1 and 2 zombie synchro type monsters from our graveyard back to our extra deck to pop 2 additional cards. So with the Vampire Sucker draw, that's almost 6 interruptions, plus we have the IP still where we can just link into a Nightmare Unicorn and then activate the Unicorn effect, discarding our Tsuchinoko, spinning a card, and then Tsuchinoko triggers to special summon itself, and that's 7 interruptions. Then we obviously will just draw for our turn. Wow.
Hippo time!
Standby phase, Doom King will special itself from the graveyard, and this is enough to go for game. Obviously, we have 4 cards in our hand still. We have Mizuki in our graveyard. We have more than enough extenders. Like, this deck just does so much. This is access code for game already. Here we can just normal summon our Unizombie, then activate the effect. We could target the Tsuchinoko to make it a level 4. We'll just send a Banshee. We don't really need it in all honesty. And then here, obviously, we have Zombie World Live, so we can banish the Mizuki, special summon back our Rocket Tracer, and then Tsuchinoko was bumped up by Unizombie, so we have a 4 and a 4. We can make our Savage, and then activate Savage, equipping Vampire Sucker, and then obviously we can just link here into our Access Code Talker. Access Code will target Unicorn, making itself 53, and then we can just banish the Unicorn, pop an additional card on the field, change Doom King to banish anything if we really need to, but I mean, like, this is beyond game at this point. And once again, if you guys are interested in seeing more test hands and just some more combo tutorials with this deck, feel free to check out the links in the description box down below for the Patreon. Not only will we be putting up more hands and combos, but we'll also be putting up the side deck tomorrow as well.
Zombies has always been a really good adaptive deck. I think this is really cool how it can still do stuff even though it's got hippos and rockets in it. I think it's really great. This is pretty cool. Let us know what you think of the deck. I'm a big fan. Much wow. Totally not a biased opinion. But we hope this walkthrough was helpful for you. Let us know what you think. But we love you. You matter. And we'll see you guys this week for a bunch of fun videos that we have planned for the new year. Woo!